just some tips that we can give them on healing emotionally from their connection with their finances. There may be whether unhealthy habits, because what people don't understand is that those unhealthy habits that you have, you're like you were saying earlier, your kids are going to see that.
Yeah.
If you're just giving them everything you want, but in the back end you're struggling, Christmas comes around, you're struggling, every January they see you struggling because you balled out on them, you know what I'm saying? And then guess what? They don't care. They don't care because they got their shoes, they got their phone, they got everything that they wanted, but internally you're damaged and you're repeating the cycle. So in that sense, and overall, how can we give out just some words of wisdom and encouragement to anyone dealing with an unstable financial relationship with their money and their credit, and how to deal with that with their children in an effort, because that's the foundation of even building generational wealth, right? Is understanding that for yourself, and it's not in the giving of things. So whoever wants to.
I would say just the understanding part. Like, start where you are. Like, really sit with yourself and understand, what is my emotional connection with money? When am I spending the most? How am I spending? Take a look at really where you are. Like, look at your credit score, where you are right now, and understand what you've been taught about money, what you ideas and things that have been placed upon you about money. So I would say, what's essential is to just start by looking at where you are for real. Like, look at yourself holistically. Where are you? And it's only then that you really take a real look at where you are that you can start to grow and get to the next step. And so the emotional piece is so important, because I think you and I spoke about this a couple of times, Shana, but it's not personal finance. You don't have to be a mathematician. It's not really about the numbers. It's really about your emotional awareness to how you're spending and your connection and relationship with money. So relationships can grow, relationships can get better. It's not end all be all. I think that's a disconnect too. Sometimes people have this idea that my credit is bad. It's going to stay bad. There's nothing I can do. It's going to take me 10 years to get my credit right. And but that's not always the case. And sometimes I see these credit people saying that too. And it's just like, that's not fully true. Like, and sometimes you can fix your credit in 6 months. I mean, it can definitely get better, month by month. So just start to look at where you are. Understand why you're spending and how you're spending. And if you're not looking at your finances, why are you not looking at your finances? What's holding you back? What's stopping you from really digging into your financial fitness and moving it to the next level? If that makes sense.
I would also say that in addition to starting where you are, sometimes it may take therapy.
Yes.
The reason why I say that is because sometimes people go through traumatic situations, and it triggers how they react. They could do retail therapy or just gambling and all that. Sometimes you really have to go through therapy to really get to the root of the issue, because whatever we go through in life, I firmly believe whatever we go through in life, it manifests in our relationships, it manifests in our health, and it manifests in our finances.
Yeah.
Sometimes you really have to go through therapy or get a coach or somebody. I mean, don't be wrong, church is good, but sometimes you need that one-on-one.
Absolutely.
That says, okay, we're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And let's be honest here. One thing I notice as a mortgage consultant, sometimes I speak to a lot of people that don't want anyone in their business like that, so they keep it all inside.
Yes.
And I'm the person that, because I have to ask those hard questions, I have to like kind of pull it out of and then before you know it, they start crying. You know, like nobody has ever had to ask that. I've never had to bare my soul. So yeah, therapy, going to therapy.
Because you out here being a therapist for people.
Listen, like, and I just don't get paid enough for this.
You're a therapist.
That's above my pay grade. I'm trying to help you get a house, and you talking about something that happened, you know, a long time ago. Go to therapy so you can get to the root of it, and then it will help you be accountable to your actions.
That's
because something is triggering those actions.
Yeah.
Even down to when I see people like on social media and things like that, like I see them following all the trends, or they need to have this bag, or they need to have, you know, and it's okay if you can afford these things and you have money or it was gifted to you. Okay, that's great. But I see people living below average and they have to have a Gucci belt. They have to have certain things to look the part. Well, I am just trying to encourage everyone to actually be the part. Like, be the part behind the scenes. Be the healed financial person. I'm a person that had bad credit before. I sat down, I fixed my own credit. I didn't pay anyone, and that brought more value to me. So when it comes to my credit, I don't play. You know what I'm saying? It's more valuable to me that I invested my own time and energy into it. Who messed up the credit? And now we want other people to fix it because we're trying to relieve a responsibility. No, sit your little tail down, bring out all your credit reports, look at them, deal with it, pay these people back that you said you were, because your credit at the end of the day is your financial score. You know what I'm saying? That's your report card on if anyone, and the thing is, people will not want to deal with it, but you need to, because if you stay in that place, you're going to always get the highest interest rate. You're always going to get rejected. You're always going to hear no. You're always going to hear that you're not good enough, which is going to continue the cycle of whatever you have going on emotional anyway from your youth, from your past. Those are just going to be things that are going to be triggers in memory, you know, bringing back that stuff that happened. Because no, but I'm here to tell you, are good enough. You do need to sit down, invest in yourself, build your credit, make sure your finances are well, because it's going to suck. You know what I'm saying? Because I can remember not being able to apply for college when my friends were, because I was told that one of my parents didn't want to apply for my FAFSA because of personal things that they had going on.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, in my heart, I'm like, well, maybe that's not for me. Maybe that's not the route I'm supposed to be taking with life. When very well, I should have had that opportunity to get out there and go. And here I am, 18 years old, trying to emancipate from my parents because I need to get into school. And the judge is like, ma'am, you live with your mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, heal so that your kids don't have to endure that, because you may not see it now, and you might hide the things that you're going through in your heart and in your finances from your children, but trust and believe that these things are generational. They will roll down. They will keep rolling down. So generational blessings and generational cursings are real, and they roll down to 4 generations. So it's on you right now to decide, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to shift your next generation? Are you living right now for your great grandkids to see the blessings of the Lord in their life? You know what I'm saying? Or are you still struggling and still making sure that your child has the best of the best so that they don't lack, because you're unwilling to heal, right? So sometimes they may have to hear no. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. You might have to use that word no on yourself, no on the people around you that are sucking you dry and you feel obligated to help them, no to your children, no to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Learning that word no is going to be a big key in growing and developing and prospering in the financial world. And that's all I have.
One thing that one of my aunts said to me when I was bucking and not want to deal with certain things, she was like, look, you got one or two choices. Either you deal with it or you leave it for your daughter to deal with it.
That's a word. Let me get together. Let me
get out my feelings. Let me grow up. And what you said, Shana, it was right. You just got to buck up.
I can remember when I had my addiction to
we love our children. We love our children. They're not going to have it always easy. But when you think about it, let me go ahead, since I got the know-how, since I'm grown, let me go ahead and deal with it so they could have it a little bit easier.
Right.
I definitely had a spending addiction. And I remember one year my husband told me, no, you're not spending anything on anything for 1 year because I'm trying to break this in you. I kicked, I threatened divorce, all of this stuff. I didn't marry my daddy. I didn't get married for someone to tell me what to do. Like I kicked and I kicked and I kicked, and I didn't know that the Lord was using him to deliver me from that. And I'm so grateful that happened to me 15 years ago. So
Amen.
well, thank you, ladies, for joining me. Were you saying something, Monique?
Oh, I said, go ahead, Sean, go.
Oh, I know, right?
Well,
thank you so much, ladies. Thank you guys for joining me. It's been a pleasure. And I hope that we get to do it again and that y'all want to come back. And great. Love you both.
Yes. Love you too.
Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.